Okay, hello and welcome back. When we left our players, we were out in the woods examining ferns, as you do. But we have since transitioned. The party has moved inside because there was a sudden um, storm of rain, and it seems like no one will be going anywhere this night. And this is not the beginning of a murder mystery, but I just thought you should. So you're all inside in the sitting room, and the older people are playing cards in one of the sitting rooms, but the younger people have transitioned to another of the sitting rooms, just being led by Frederick Basilton, who Frederick Bartlett, who typically leads these kinds of adventures, and he has said that you all should play a little drinking game.
Ooh.
So his plan is to play inside croquet because this is a man who loves his croquet bat.
Of course you would.
He he's always got it in his hand, and so he has turned that into a bit of a drinking game. And so you all know how croquet works, right?
No.
Me or my character?
Yeah, I think your character.
Oh, yeah, croquet attracts a specific crowd that Theophile is interested in spending time with. So he definitely learned how to play croquet.
Does Theophile like himbos?
No, he likes closeted rich boys.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's fair. No, that was actually, now that I think about it, yeah, he likes himbos. He likes a big meaty himbo.
Okay. Um, so all I know about croquet is what I picked up from Bridgerton, which is basically you get one swing. You can use it to either try to swing your own ball through the little hoopy thing, or you can use it to hit somebody else's ball away. And so this is how we learn who the nasty bitches are. Um, so we're just gonna go in order, and I want you guys to each make a body roll difficulty of 6, and based on how much you beat it or don't beat it, will determine your performance in the first round of the game.
A body roll?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Zach, you're first on my screen. Go ahead.
I did the best I can do, which is a 6.
Oh, okay. Meets it, beats it. So you hit your ball through the first hoop just fine, and it's already well on its way to the next hoop. And as a bonus, you don't have to drink,
Hmm.
according to Frederick's rule. Theodosia?
This is going to be an 8 for me.
Theodosia, that's incredible. Were you trying to hit it through a hoop, or were you trying to sabotage somebody else?
Well, the only other person who's gone is my dear brother. So no, I am trying to just hit it.
Oh, I mean, you could go ahead and sabotage me. You would all know, Theophile, he knows how to play, yes. That is the secondary aspect. The game he's playing here is talk to the himbos. So, if you want to sabotage him, he's not going to care.
There's only one person who I would care to sabotage, and that is Lord Trowbridge.
Well, he's an oldie, so he might be in the other room if he's not here to lecture on some young people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then I don't have any particular beef with anyone.
Okay. I'm gonna say, for convenience's sake, that all of the NPCs will go after the 4 of you. So, Phoebe.
Okay. Remind me. What are we like? What are we trying to hit?
A body roll difficulty of 6.
Okay. Yeah. So I think you were asking earlier, how well our characters know croquet. I think Phoebe. My understanding of croquet is that it's basically golf. I think Phoebe's understanding of croquet is about equivalent to my understanding of golf, which is very little. I have a. That was a 3. I have a D4 for my body.
Okay. Phoebe, you hit your ball, and I don't know if you're trying to impress people. I get the feeling that Phoebe doesn't typically try to impress people. But you hit your ball out into the hall. Like, you have to make an exit at this point, and you also do have to drink from your drink.
Okay.
When you step out into the hall, you notice that Lord Trowbridge is lumbering around in pursuit of young flesh.
Ugh.
Ah,
I hate that you said that.
Yeah, it was intentional.
mm.
And he's just going to say, Lady Scolthorpe, what are you? And kind of like choke back some throw up and then say, what are you doing here?
Oh, it's disgusting.
Phoebe does not want to talk to this man any more than Theodosia does. For Trowbridge, I was actually looking for you as it happened. I heard my grandmother was wanted to speak to you. I believe she's in the sitting room, and she kind of points back towards the sitting room that he came from.
Your grandmother?
Yes.
Well, yes, I suppose one must sometimes. But I hope we'll meet again. And then he's going to lumber into the next sitting room.
Yeah, I think, Phoebe just kind of mutters under her breath as he leaves. I certainly don't.
Okay, and Abigail.
All right, let's see what Abigail's gonna do. Well, almost made it. I rolled a 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that one, I'm going to say nudges the little hoop thingy. So, like, you're doing okay. But you're not impressing anybody for sure. But yeah, that's just fine.
Excellent.
I think so. We're going to say that the NPCs go with varying degrees of success. Frederick Bartlett does excellently. This is what he lives for. And after he swings his little bat, and he's gonna sidle up next to Theophile and be like, I suppose you saw that. What I just did.
Oh, so what? I was looking at a rabbit.
And behind you, you will hear a laugh, and Lady Susan St. Clair is gonna sidle up on your other side and say, Oh Lord Scolthorpe, you're so funny.
I'm gonna look disappointed. I thought someone actually thought I was funny this time. Either way. Wait, which one was this again? Susan?
Yes, Susan St. Clair.
Fantastic. Anyways, good day, Susan.
And we're gonna go back to the top of rotation, so assume that it's your turn again.
Okay.
Same difficulty level, but now you can sabotage any of the NPCs, or your family member, and you have a Lord Bartlett and a Lady Susan watching your every move.
Oh.
A 3.
A 3. Wait, I have a shitload of character points. How do I use those again?
So you may spend one to call on a trait, and then you add +1 to your roll per character point spent. So you have to say how this roll is going to be related to one of your traits.
Ooh, tactics nerd. I'm using. I feel like it works because I'm having to think tactically about where to hit my ball.
Are you using geometry? I hate it when people do that. I've done that too. Like, you ever go to play pool and you're like, I've seen movies and people just use geometry and then they win at pool. It doesn't work. Anyway.
But, yeah, I'm gonna use geometry.
So are you gonna add 1 point, or are you gonna call multiple traits, add multiple points?
Okay, so it's 1 for each. Okay, so that would only bring me up to a 4.
Yeah,
I don't think I can
use multiple character points. Actually, I think you can call on the same trait and use multiple character points.
Like, can I burn enough to get me over a fail?
If you have that many.
Oh, I have 14.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a 3, so I'm gonna go ahead and burn 4 of them.
Okay,
Bring me up to a 7.
excellent. And are you hitting your own ball?
Yeah, no, I want to sabotage Bartlett,
Okay.
but playfully.
Okay. Yes. So you hit your ball towards his and knock it out of the path, and you're gonna see that his face is gonna go a little bit red, and his mouth is going to like clench for a second, and then he'll be like, "Ah ha ha, all in good sport." And you can tell that he's like genuinely upset about this.
I'm gonna give him a wink. I just think you need a drink. Oops, that was a bad accent. But whatever.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Theodosia, your turn.
Where would I find? Where's Sherborne's ball in relationship to Abigail's?
The Sherborne St. Clair's. He's pretty okay at this. So, and Abigail did pretty okay as well. So I think his ball's probably like a little bit past Abigail's.
Okay, so they're close. What about um, what about Cornelius? He's the one who's been going really hard on this whole time, right? Or no?
Cornelius?
No, Frederick.
Frederick.
Right?
Yeah, Frederick's been going really hard on it. Cornelius has not been playing at all. He's sitting in the food area and drinking some tea, and he's surrounded by a smattering of young ladies.
Okay. Perfect.
I
Remind
hate
me
it.
if I am correct then. So the two people who Abigail was kind of flirting with were Cornelius and Sherborne, correct?
I believe so. Yeah, definitely Sherborne, and I believe Cornelius was the other one. Yeah.
There was nothing going on with Frederick.
No.
No, his mustache kind of turns me off, man.
Okay. Yeah. Assuming Frederick is kind of far up, I guess I'll roll to try to knock his. I'm trying to picture the like course that we're playing right now. Like right now, I'm imagining like we're going through like a dining room, so there's like balls that are like going underneath like a dining table and shit.
This is a sitting room, so there's less like of a table, but there are chairs around and like little tea and coffee tables. They probably push some of them to the side, but like if people hit badly, then yeah, they would be under a chair.
Are there any open doors nearby? Perhaps leading to a set of stairs or something like that?
There are the open doors to the halls, and there's like a closed door leading to another sitting room, and a couple of closed doors that are probably just leading to like closets or something.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to knock Frederick's as far out of the way as possible.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, if you're aiming for Frederick specifically and trying to knock it pretty far, I'm just gonna set it at difficulty of. Actually, I still think that's a difficulty of 6, and we'll just see where you land in relation to that.
Ooh. Not great. I roll a 1 on my dice, so that's a 3 total.
3.
Damn, you have a bonus to your body?
Yeah, +2 to body.
Oh, hot damn.
I was in the war, you know.
Ah, that's true.
Are you keeping the 3 as is?
I guess so. I mean, I'll let you decide what the ruling is on this. Like, I kind of am like, I'm kind of, I don't want to burn I only have 4 character points, so I don't want to burn enough to get a mixed success, right? And lose all of my character points. I do I am considering burning like 1 or 2 to make it from like the worst possible failure to like kind of like a moderate failure, but I don't really know what it is. If the consequence is very bad, can I spend 1 to make it a little less shitty?
Right now, the consequence I'm looking at is pretty bad.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. You know, fuck it. If we win this game, we get like a nice fat bonus to like our family dice score at the payout for this. So you know what? I'm gonna use my trait. I'm gonna call my trait combative,
Oh,
and burn that to bring it to a 6 exactly.
Excellent. Okay.
wow.
Nice.
You successfully whack Frederick's ball, and it rolls out the door into the hallway where the erstwhile Lord Trowbridge was, hits the wall on the opposite end, and rolls down the stairs. You can kind of hear it like clunking down the stairs. Frederick's mouth is going to get so tight, and his brow will lower. His face will grow in hue to a very bright pink, and his fists are going to clench, and he's holding it in, he's holding it in, he's holding it in, and then he's not anymore. And he's going to take his bat and swing it and throw it on the ground like a big baby and be like, what is that? I call foul. I call the most heinous foul. What have I done to you, beastly woman, that you must hit my ball down the stairs?
Frederick, my dear sir, I take offense.
What did
To
you
you-
not see? Did you not
I
see?
saw sportsmanship in a fun drinking game amongst peers, and I am seeing a petulant child throwing a tantrum.
He's going to like kind of pace back and forth and be like, I am a sportsman. She's not a sportsman.
And in how many professional games would a sportsman be permitted to stay on the field after throwing their bat?
He's going to like bend down, kind of dust off his bat and pick it up, and you see him trying to rein it in. You see it happening in his face. And then he's going to say, I say, if I have offended you in some way, let us handle it as we are meant to, with swords, not this hitting and fouls.
Alyssa, if I burn my very last character point that I have in the whole world to bump this from a success to a full success, will you say that Lord Trowbridge picks up the ball because he's drunk and walks away with it?
Yes.
I'm gonna burn it. I'm gonna burn it so that happens, and then I'm going to walk up to Frederick and I'm going to say, "Oh, please, Frederick. I am not a sportsman. I'm a winner. Now go fetch your ball." And I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder and like go to the back of the queue.
Oh, my dear Theodosia.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, he's like hoisting his bat up onto his shoulder, trying to like get some dignity back, and he's going to like trudge out of the room. And he won't be back for a while. He's looking for that ball. You know what I mean?
Well, on with the festivities then.
Okay. Oh yes, Phoebe, it is your turn.
Do we have a spare ball, or are we just kind of waiting for Frederick to show back
Oh,
up?
everybody has their own balls, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, I am not very. I told you I don't know much about croquet.
I didn't explain it very well. Everyone
No,
has
you're good.
a colored bat and then a ball that matches the color of their bat, and everyone's trying to hit their own ball through the little hoops.
Right, that makes more sense. I do think in character, Phoebe's like, do we need to wait for there to be all the balls on the court? And no, don't worry about it. Alyssa, can I ask you out of character about how many rounds of this are there going to be?
I think we'll probably play like a few more rounds, and then a thing is going to occur, which will interrupt the game indefinitely.
Okay. I have, well, I have a D4, which means I alone, with my dice alone, cannot succeed on any of these rolls.
Oh
I only have like 4 character points at the moment, so I don't want to like blow them right now. I think I'll wait for a few rounds. So I don't. I'm just gonna let Phoebe fail.
Okay.
I got a 4.
Okay. Yeah, you do fail. It's pretty bad.
I like there's like someone has like a glass on the floor, and I like knock the glass over and it shatters.
Yeah. That's great. I remember when I went mini golfing, I kept like waving other people ahead of me because I was still at the first hole. It's like similar to that, you know? You're
Yeah,
at the first
yeah.
hole, most people have moved on. That's okay. Are
This
you
is-
actually drinking when people tell you you have to drink, or are you just doing the like?
She's taking a little bit of a sip, not too much, but you know.
Okay. Cool. I think Sherborne is going to walk up to you and say, "Deadly boring, isn't it?"
Is that to me or Abigail?
To you.
Okay. Interesting. I don't think I spoke to Sherwin that much. Yes, well, I suppose it's entertaining to some, but for those of us less physically inclined, it is rather a bore, isn't it?
Yes, certainly. Not to say that I don't enjoy sports and activities. I just, did anyone ever tell you that you have kind of an intimidating demeanor? Sorry, that's rude of me.
Phoebe is not going to say anything for a few seconds, but she's going to kind of just like stare at him. I think I described Phoebe as having like kind of pale blue eyes. She definitely has that like creepy. They're like slightly creepy, and you don't notice it until she stares at you. But you're gonna stare at it for a few seconds, like, you know, yes, I suppose I have been told that on occasion.
Oh God, that was terribly rude. I don't mean it in a bad way, of course. I think it's very different.
Well, I suppose I must take that as a compliment. You know, I think I'm beginning to see why you and my sister get along so well.
Oh yes, she is excellent, isn't she?
I think you and her are very similar in your own way.
Do you really?
Yes, I do. In fact, I do. Yes.
Oh,
Both,
well,
both rather direct at moments.
I wouldn't dream of comparing myself to the Lady Scolthorpe, of course. Certainly would never even think of it. She is excellent, isn't she?
Yes, I suppose that's the only word you can use to describe her.
Oh, certainly if I was Cornelius, I could think of several more.
Well, Cornelius is, let me be frank with you, Sherborne. Cornelius is a bit of an ass. He speaks a lot of words, but means very few of them.
What an interesting way to say that. That's very interesting of you to say. I take back what I said earlier about you being intimidating. I take it back.
Well, that's very kind of you. Is Sherborne? It reminded me. Is Sherborne a lord?
Yes, he is.
I suppose I must accept the apologies and the compliment, Lord St. Clair.
No problem at all, Lady Scolthorpe. And he's just going to kind of stand awkwardly near you for a minute, but we can move on. We don't have to sit in this.
Yeah, I think Phoebe. Is Abigail going next?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Phoebe is gonna kind of walk over to Abigail, so like to kind of like oh, I'm gonna like watch her make her next hit or whatever.
Yeah,
and kind of gesture Sherborne to come with me.
Okay.
Cool. That's perfect.
Excellent. Abigail.
All right.
Body density of 6.
This is gonna go well. Yep. I got a 4.
Okay. Yeah, that's not terrible.
I'm just gonna keep
Your ball your ball moves towards the next hoop. It doesn't get through the next hoop. But it moves in the direction of the next hoop. And I think Sherborne is gonna let out like a spontaneous clap and then like realize that this is not something you do, and then just kind of like put his hands down and be like, "I'll get us some lemonade," and then like step towards the table.
Be sure that lemonade is low on alcohol, Sherborne. Sounds like you've already had a bit much to drink.
Oh, certainly. I would never. I have had a little, certainly, but I don't.
I'm gonna clap him on the back and be like,
Yeah.
sure. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
This is a drinking game.
Yeah, I think Abigail's gonna be like, it's okay, Sherborne. I need to drink anyway, and so make sure there's alcohol in it.
He's going to like look at you all for a moment as if he's like, "What is this family?" and then just walk over to the lemonade.
Oh god.
We're
Fun.
Hmm.
we're eccentric.
Very eccentric. Okay. So there is the NPCs are going to do another round with varying degrees of success. I think when Susan goes, Zachary, she's just going to kind of like nudge you and be like, "Yes, I have excellent hand-eye coordination. Everyone says so." And then just kind of like gesture to her ball which went through the next hoop.
Oh, what a shame. The point of this game, my dear, is to have a drink. You don't want to be getting it through every hoop on every hit, do you?
What an interesting take from someone who's got it through every hoop thus far.
No, I've gotten it through one hoop.
Oh, yes, you did take time to sabotage the Lord Bartlett. That was fascinating to watch.
He's got a bit of a short temper.
Yes, I have always heard that about him, and we must watch out for men like that. It's safer to be with someone more demure. And she's going to like kind of open her fan. You didn't know she had a fan, but she did. And we can go back to the top of the round. So it's your turn once again, Zachary.
All right. It's gonna be a 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're going to hit it, and it's going to actually go backwards through the last hoop. And Cornelius from the sidelines is going to like laugh with the sprightly air of someone who's never had a care in his life and say, "Now you must drink an entire drink. Those are the rules."
Get me too.
He's gonna be like, "Oh, certainly," and like hop up and get 2 drinks and kind of like run over to you, spill a little bit in his excitement, but he hands you 2 like spiked lemonades.
Yeah, I'm gonna like just take a deep breath and just take them both.
Fantastic. How would you say Theophile's tolerance is?
Oh, he's a functioning alcoholic.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Theophile is like in terms of how much he drinks, I would probably say he's like a James Bond. It's just like you don't really notice it, but he's just kind of always a little bit sloshed.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Okay, so you're doing okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no, I'm just like, well, finally loosened up a bit.
Yeah, Cornelius is gonna laugh and then like drink an entire glass of lemonade, like, because it seems like you're having a good time, and he would just love to have a good time.
You know, I'm having a great time.
Okay.
I'm doing exactly what I'm here to do.
All right, Theodosia, your turn.
If I knock Abigail's ball through the wicket thing.
Uh-huh.
Is that a point for Abigail, or is that interference?
Oh my gosh. I think it's a point for Abigail. It's
It
just
is.
not done, Theodosia. It's
It's
just
just
not
not done.
done.
It
Why
would
not?
it would look like you're definitely like conspiring for me to win, right? Like
You can help yourself or you can sabotage someone else, but for whatever reason, as far as I know, I don't think you can help someone else.
You can't
But
help
you,
anybody.
I mean, but it would be a ball going through a hoop. It might start like a debate because I'm having a whole debate just by myself right now.
Question.
Well-
Could I either assist on this roll or spend a character point to give Jacob a +1 to basically like create some kind of distraction so people don't know that, or so people don't notice that Theodosia is kind of trying to help Abigail out?
Yes, that's a good idea.
Like, oh, I thought Abigail had already got it through that hoop. Sure,
Yeah.
everyone was clapping, you know?
What kind of what kind of distraction are you gonna cause?
Oh my god.
Oh. I have an idea because I can aid in things with my cheerleader thing, and I was doing a thing that could have been considered a spectacle, and I can make more of a spectacle.
What were you thinking for spectacle?
So someone brought me 2 drinks and I just downed them, and he's like, I'm gonna down one. I'm like, I don't think anyone drank enough. I think we should all just down one right now. Everybody, let's go. Come on. Just be like, everyone get a drink right now and drink it.
Okay. Phoebe, are you contributing to this ridiculousness?
Yeah, I can. I don't know if that specific move like you have to roll for it, but I can at least narratively say I'm helping with that. I'm passing out drinks and kind of
I mean, the assistants would be asking me to help her, signaling to me because I would have no way of knowing this was needed otherwise.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think like as like Theodosia is like lining up to take her shot. I don't know what the croquet terms are. I think
it's a putt.
I don't know enough. That sounds reasonable. Yeah, Theodosia is lining up to take her putt. I'm gonna kind of nudge Theophile a little bit. I don't think I say anything aloud. I think I just kind of like
sibling telepathy.
Sibling telepathy, and like I look at him, and I look at Theodosia, and I look where Theodosia's aiming, and I'm like,
and and I like who was it that I was talking to? What was his name again?
Cornelius. I think.
Cornelius, right? Yeah, I like pound him on the chest. I'm like, get everybody some drinks. I don't think there's been enough failure going on here. All of us are way too serious. Everybody, let's have a drink.
Okay, excellent.
And then,
I'm setting this at a difficulty of 10. I think Theodosia is leading the roll.
but my thing, sorry, I always forget exactly how it works.
Wait, are we doing a team roll?
Yes?
Or are you just offering me character points for like an assist?
I don't know. Because I'll offer you character points if like that's the better move.
I thought you were doing kind of a team roll.
Yeah.
I think it depends on how you're interpreting this, Alyssa. Like, if this is the kind of thing where like we can all contribute equally, I think it's a team roll, and then we all get to roll dice and add it. But if it's the kind of thing where they're really just being like, you got it, sis, then I think they would have to like only contribute their character points.
I know. So what I was thinking of, the way I was envisioning it, is that Theodosia is not going to like hit her ball into Abigail's ball and then hit Abigail's ball through the hoop through athletic skill alone. I'm picturing it that Theodosia is going to cheat and through the distraction that Theophile is creating. And so in the way I'm picturing it, it is a team role. But if you're picturing it differently, we can do as a type thing.
I just was checking because if we do a team roll, Theophile can roll heart because
Yeah.
Zach has an ability, but
Mhm.
team rolls have to all be the same dice unless there's an ability that you have. So that would imply that if Phoebe is helping, that she's helping using her body dice.
Which
Mhm.
actually makes sense, a lot of sense to me, given the way we described how Phoebe's helping, which
Okay.
is through verbal communication.
Perfect.
Right?
So
Right?
then
I think that makes sense. Yeah.
I'll lead with my body, so we'll add my modifier, and then the two of you, Phoebe rolls her body, but does not add the modifier, and Abigail rolls heart, but does not add the modifier. And we're trying to beat a 10.
We're golden.
Oh my god!
I got a 9, so it's
Well,
not.
I got a 2.
We passed it, but I want everyone to know that this is my highest skill dice.
Mhm.
I have a D12 in body +2, and that's the
Mhm.
second one on the dice I've rolled.
Oh my
Uh,
That's a 3 total altogether. So that's
no.
that's 12. And then what did you get, Eliot?
I got it 2.
So that's 15. We got a 15.
Oh, okay,
So
that's fantastic. Okay, so yes, this is a huge production. With Theophile leading everyone to drink and swept up in the charisma of Theophile and Cornelius, who are two eligible bachelors as far as like a lot of people here are concerned. Everyone starts drinking, and for a moment, the game is forgotten in this like collective bad behavior. Um, because no one drinks just to drink. Certainly, there has to be some kind of like gimmick or premise. You know what that's
So
like.
is this kind of like a risque thing I'm doing?
Oh yeah, you guys are being pretty naughty over here. I mean, bad enough the like actual adults who are trusted to like run their own lives are in the next room. So yeah, but that it works excellently, and you get Abigail's ball through the hoop, and it's very possible the only person who noticed this happening was Cherborn, and he seems like even more puzzled by your family than before. He definitely saw it not go all the way through the hoop. That's fine.
It's okay, buddy. Our family's puzzling.
yeah, you know you want to join.
Right as everyone is like taking these drinks and like cheersing to each other, a tall man with dark hair and an aquiline face walks in and says, "Oh, so it's that kind of party." And everybody loses their collective shit. And I think that, hold on, the oldest is Phoebe, right? Yeah,
Yes.
Phoebe.
I think so, unless Vivian is here.
Oh, I just mean in your family. So Phoebe,
In
you
family,
would
yes.
you would know immediately that this is Benedict St. Clair, the inheritor of the St. Clair estate and ruiner of Vivian's fortunes.
Oh no, not the last son trying to woo.
But the rest of you don't know who he is because you weren't out, I think, the last time he was here.
Okay. Didn't we establish that I spent a bit of time at the St. Clair's? Would I have not seen him at whatsoever?
No, he typically is like not even in London. He travels.
And he travels.
He has business affairs all around the globe. It's probably some colonial shit, but yeah.
Gross.
Excellent. We love a colonist.
Well, I think because Phoebe has met this man before, and it would be rude to flat out ignore him, I think she is going to approach him and kind of very coldly say, "Mr. St. Clair, it's a surprise to see you here."
Yeah. yes, it's wonderful to see you again. And then one of the younger St. Clair's sister, what is it? Oh, Sophia is just going to like walk up next to him, and you hear her whisper, "Lady Scolthorpe," and he's like, "Lady Scolthorpe, it's been too long."
This motherfucker didn't even remember me. That's rude.
What are we? What are we playing? And then he's going to gesture back to the field, and the people that are gathered around the like drink table are all like as a flock going to walk towards the like little playing area that you guys have and suddenly be more fascinated by the game than they were for like the previous 3 rounds. And Phoebe, it's your turn.
Okay, all right. Okay, that was a 3. I don't want to spend. I don't want to spend character points on this. I'm just gonna keep it a 3.
Okay. You're still on the first hoop.
Oh,
And
Yes.
and I hate to say it, you are the last one there because everyone else has they've moved on to other hoops.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Just like me in elementary school gym class.
oh
Me
no.
I was the kid that would space out so much that I'd always get hit by balls that are just like flying around, you know? Anyway,
Yeah.
so you're just kind of hitting this ball in a triangle at this point.
Oh god.
Yeah, I feel like this time Phoebe doesn't even try. She just kind of like taps it a little bit to the side and it rolls away from the wicket.
How does Phoebe react being the like center of all this attention?
Oh man. Well, she doesn't like it. So I think like as soon as she does it, she kind of like does this big show of like rolling her eyes, like I don't care. Of course I don't care about this stupid game, and makes a big show of taking a sip of her drink.
Okay.
Oh,
Excellent.
and since all eyes are on you, Theophile, will be like, Phoebe, that's not a proper drink, is it? There's barely a taste.
Well,
Acting like an
dear
8-year-old.
brother.
What?
Well, dear brother, some of us don't have the stomach you have.
Well, I know you've got a comparable one.
Oh God,
Take a real drink.
Own
That's
family.
the game.
Phoebe is so fucking mad right now. Yeah, she doesn't have a clever response for that. Just like, well, whatever you say, dear brother, and just kind of chugs the rest of her drink.
There we go. That's the spirit.
Can I take can I take a -1 relationship with a player?
Yes, certainly.
No.
I don't know how long this will last, but for now, Phoebe is fucking mad at you. She's already
Furious.
embarrassed. You humiliated her even more.
Yeah, I did that. That makes sense.
Oh god.
Okay. And he's going to be like, oh, yes, indoor croquet. I remember it well. And then he's going to toss back the rest of his drink. And you see Cornelius kind of eyeing him and trying to like do the same thing. But Cornelius doesn't have quite the like, the whatever it is that it takes to like drink a drink in like one gulp, you know?
Yeah.
And
It's the
with that, Abigail, it is your turn.
Excellent. Let's see what I can do. Oh, it just keeps getting worse. I got a 3 this time. I do think I am gonna spend. I forget what the tier is for misses. What would I need to get to like, make it so that it's not a terrible fail?
Okay, so you're at a major failure, then there's a moderate failure, a minor failure, and a mixed success. So do you
Okay.
want to moderately or minorly fail?
Let's go with a minor fail.
Okay, so probably 2 character points would
Oh.
take you there.
Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and spend the 2 character points just to make it a minor failure.
Okay, fantastic. So you hit the ball, and at this point, you're going for the third hoop because of Theodosia's help.
Yes.
And you get almost all the way there. You're like a few inches away. And um, St. Clair is going to be like, oh, excellent form, and walk up to you. And then just kind of like nudge your hand lower on the croquet bat and be like, but it helps to spread your arms apart to give you that leverage. I think you really can get it through the hoop next time. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. We haven't been introduced. Benedict St. Clair.
Oh, it was Benedict St. Clair who's giving me this. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Did I say Sherborne? I meant to say Benedict.
You just said St. Clair, and I wasn't sure which St. Clair.
Oh.
I think Abigail is going to shoot him a really fake smile and just be like, oh, thank you so much for the advice. I'll make sure to keep that in mind on my next turn.
He's going to like beam back at you the widest smile you've ever seen and say, you forgot to give me your name.
Oh, how clumsy of me. I am Abigail St. Clair, Lady Abigail St. Clair.
Lady Abigail. Oh, Scolthorpe. That's what you meant, right?
I did mean Scolthorpe.
Oh, good.
Jumping the gun a little bit there.
I know.
Abigail.
I know. Abigail's been daydreaming a little bit too much.
Writing like little hearts in her notebook. Lady Abigail.
He's gonna say Scolthorpe. Wow, there's a whole pack of you, isn't there? And just kind of glance back at Phoebe. And then you notice, he kind of freezes for a second. And if you want to read into it and see what caused this weird reaction, you can, or we could just move along.
I'll go ahead and read into it. What do you think that would be? To read into
either
it.
Warm or charm, difficulty of 4.
Sorry. Charm is not one of them.
Oh yeah. Warm or heart, difficulty of 4.
Okay, I'm gonna go with heart. I'm just a little bit. I feel like I'm relatively empathetic, and so I feel like I'm able to perceive people in that way pretty well.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with heart, and see why Benedict throws up. Oh, no, I'm not, because I rolled a 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you see him looking in another direction. You notice him notice Vivian Lockhart and look at her with the strongest disdain you've probably ever seen.
Oh.
Jeez.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know Vivian was here.
Yeah, she was off to this. She wasn't playing. She was just sitting.
She was hanging out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I roll to see if I notice that terse look? Because I've been watching this guy. I don't know who this guy is. He kind of just showed up and everybody's riding his dick already.
Yeah, really.
Give me either a warm or a heart, difficulty of 4.
Can I assist on this in some way?
Yeah.
I think because I remember last session, Theodosia was kind of asking me about Benedict St. Clair a little bit. So there's kind of that I may have told her some things that she wouldn't know otherwise.
Oh yeah, okay. That would help make a connection. That's a good idea.
Okay. Well, save the character point, I think, because I got a 7.
Oh. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you clock this look too.
Mm-hmm.
And you have heard Phoebe mention this guy a little bit. And I think in that moment you put it together that this is the older St. Clair. When you see him notice Vivian Lockhart, you see a look that at first looks like disdain, but you recognize this look to be like a strong attraction. And
Ooh,
Oh.
in that moment, somehow in your mind, you're like, oh, this is the guy.
I'm just gonna sidle up in between the rounds over to Phoebe and say like, I take it that this is the gentleman of which we spoke quite previously, quite recently.
Yes. Indeed, your friend Vivian's former acquaintance.
I shall have to make available the chance to make his acquaintance, and then I'll kind of just like menacingly hold my croquet mallet.
Yeah. Phoebe definitely notices that. Sister, I can make some introductions if you like. It appears he doesn't recognize me, but if you desire, I could introduce you to him if you wish to have some words with the gentleman.
I think I'm going for more of what you might call a meet cute, and then I'm gonna kind of walk back and start. I'm like pacing the back of the room, looking at the pitch like a fucking like tiger in a cage.
Abigail, you get the feeling that like this man is trying to flirt with you. He's like, yeah, I'd be happy to give you some pointers at any time. After he gets over being like frozen in shock for a second, he's just like swinging his croquet bat around,
Oh, God.
metaphorically and literally.
Oh, no. Um,
And Sherborne's gonna return with like 2 glasses of lemonade and just be like, Lady Scolthorpe, I brought you some lemonade. I I wondered if you wanted to take a look at the library. And then he's going to like gesture broadly to bookshelves on the opposite side of the room.
uh, I'm going to grasp at this opportunity immediately. Abigail is gonna be like, "Oh, Sherborne, thank you so much. Yes, that sounds wonderfully intriguing. Let's let us indeed go check out this library."
Okay, excellent. Okay, at this point, some of the like chaperone adults are going to wander into the room. And I think it's pretty obvious that like this has turned into like a naughty little drinking session because, well, Cornelius Basilton is obviously sloshed, and so are several of the like people who were closer to the drinking tables and like drinking to impress what's his name. Um, and the croquet game has been forgotten. There's croquet bats lying on the ground. Everyone's surrounding the drinking table. And so I think that this is the Basilton estate, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it was. Or was it the
Mhm.
Bartlett estate? I
It was
was
the
mixed.
Basiltons.
Basilton, yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I think that the parents of the Basiltons are going to walk in and be like, well, isn't this interesting? Maybe it's time we all retire for the evening. Even though it's like 8 o'clock, you know? And you get the sense that you're all like a little bit in trouble. And your
Oh.
grandmother is going to like come up to who's closest? Like Theodosia and Theophile, are you guys close to each other?
I was closest to Phoebe because I mean, I know I said I walked to the back of the room, but that was the last person I talked to.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
no,
I'm just
I
gonna
think.
come up to you two
Okay.
and be like, let's retire to our rooms and like grasp your elbow with like a little bit too much force. You know how grandmas be. And then and kind of like drag you out of the room and just under her breath is going to be like, before you make fools of us all. And then she's going to like turn around and be like, Abigail.
Uh, Abigail will give a slight curtsy to Sherborne and maybe a gentle touch on his shoulder and be like, "I'll see you soon." And
Not a shoulder touch, Abigail.
And
I'm
yeah, I'll leave.
Oh, sorry. Keep
Oh,
going.
oh no, I was just gonna say I was gonna follow everyone out.
Okay.
I would like to say to Grandma, Grandma, I was only trying to win a game, which would hopefully make our family look pleasant. And as you can tell from my breath, I have not imbibed in spirits this evening. But there is one person, a newcomer who I have not had the fortune of speaking to, and it would be rude, I think, if I were to not introduce myself, Grandma. So if you would please provide me with several additional minutes, I will be right up behind you.
You, my dear, must learn that you are not at war anymore. And if you are talking about the elder Saint Clair, he is certainly of higher rank than you are, and you must wait to be introduced to him.
I think Phoebe has spent most of this conversation trying to look sober. She's going to speak up now. Well, grandmother, I happen to have already been introduced to the elder St. Clair cousin. I could introduce my sister.
Okay, I think I'm gonna make this a roll to convince your grandma to like let you guys stay for even a moment longer. Is gonna be a difficulty of 6. Depending on how like you're doing this, that's gonna like affect what role it is.
Can we do? I was thinking the two of us could roll warm and add it together if you want to go the buttering her up route. But if you want to go the like trying to like speak to her as like just human beings, we could roll heart. I have an 8 in heart and a 10 in warm.
Yeah, I have a 10 in heart and a 6 in warm.
So yeah, should we roll heart just to try to like get her to empathize with us?
Yeah, sure. I think Phoebe's gonna kind of play up the like insight aspect of heart. Is like, grandmother, it would seem very rude of us. It would seem might make our family look disrespectful or antisocial if we were to avoid speaking with the future Lord St. Clair in such a manner.
Okay. Give me a roll, difficulty of 6. We'll see how this goes.
I got a 1.
Well, I got a 5, so together we just hit it.
Okay.
Just hit it. Okay. So mixed success. Yeah, your grandmother's going to say like, yes, actually, you make an excellent point. And, well, I wouldn't mind an introduction as well. I wasn't here the last time he was here for his illustrious season. We all talked about it, of course. And so she's going to like follow you along and for an introduction.
Oh, Phoebe is not having a good time. Okay, well, I guess is like the one. What is Jesus Christ, Benedict St. Clair doing right now?
He's just chatting with like some of the other dudes, Seth Dunn and Cornelius Basilton, and they're probably having another drink.
All right, I think Phoebe is kind of like leading this. Is it just me, grandmother, and Theodosia, or are Theophile and Abigail tagging along?
I think Abigail would tag along.
Okay.
Theophile is not.
Okay.
Before the chaperones rolled in, he like kind of tucked away with Susan to try to schmooze her.
Tucked away where and how?
I just mean somewhere away from the center of attention.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I just mean like, so like this was like in indoor croquet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we were in like a room.
Yeah.
with like.
By the way, at this point, Frederick has like come back into the room and realized the game is not happening.
Oh,
Anyway,
Yeah, no, like what else is in the room? I know you said there's bookshelves like on the other side earlier.
hmm the way I'm picturing it, there was like chairs and tables in the bottom, like level, and then there's like the door leading outside, and they shoved those all out to make room for the croquet game. And then there's like a platform, and up there is where the bookshelves are, with like little thin windows in between the bookshelves and a couple of armchairs.
Yeah, and I think we're probably up there.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, jumping to team, introduce yourself to St. Clair.
mhm.
Phoebe, how do you go about that?
Yeah, like I said, I think Phoebe has had a little bit too much to drink, so she's maybe not at her most subtle right now. I think she's just going to kind of march straight up to this guy and kind of clear her throat loudly and they, Mr. St. Clair, my relatives desired to make an introduction with you.
Oh, yes, certainly, Lady Scolthorpe.
Yes, this is my grandmother, the Honorable Lady Felicia Scolthorpe.
And he's going to like bow very low and kiss her hand.
Mm-hmm. And my sisters, Abigail, Mrs. Abigail Scolthorpe and Theodosia Scolthorpe. I suppose you've already been introduced to the elder of my two sisters. And she's going to kind of like gesture at both of them in turn.
Yeah.
To Theodosia and okay. Oh, yes, well, I have had the pleasure of meeting Lady Abigail Scolthorpe. However, you are unknown to me. And he's like just looking at Theodosia.
I'm going to say, yeah, and I look at him. Yes, I was unaware that there was yet another older brother in the St. Clairs. What was your name again?
Oh, a cousin, I'm afraid. A very unwanted cousin on a very distant relation. But fortunately, the other St. Clairs suffer me to come and join them every once in a while. I am Benedict St. Clair.
How fortuitous! You are the one I have heard. So your name precedes you. Many stories being told about you in London these days.
Benedict was like half going to kiss your hand, and so now he's just lightly grasping your hand. He's like, "All good, I hope."
Oh well, I have probably said too much already, and I go in for like a firm handshake, and then I say, "My stars, my neckerchief," and I'm going to. Is Vivian still here?
I think at this point, yeah, but she's talking to like a couple of the adults who wandered into the room.
Did she see me talking to Benedict?
Give me a roll of some kind. I'm gonna make it a difficulty of 4 because I imagine you've kind of had eyes on her.
Just to see if she's looking at me. I don't know what I would roll.
Well, if you want to like read her expression or whatever, she's not looking at you right now.
No, then that's fine. I'm just gonna walk over to her, and like give her like a little like squeeze on the back of the tricep and say, even the biggest tree, the process of felling it starts with one chop of the axe. So consider this me telling you, timber. And I'm going to walk back over to the group and I'm going to say, yes, forget what I said. I'm sure all the things they've said about you can't possibly all be true. And if you will, I'm quite terribly tired. I must away to bed quickly. And I'm going to go to bed.
Okay. Yeah, excellent. Okay, jumping for a moment. And okay, St. Clair's gonna start making like pleasant small talk. He's an expert at this. You never have a moment to pause or think about what to say next. So that's happening until you guys extract yourself. And but we can jump real quick to Theophile and the lady Susan.
The lady
And
Susan.
yeah, what did you say to like remove her to the bookshelves?
Oh yeah, once everyone starts making a fuss and all that, and like is get falling all over themselves about everything happening. I'm just like, it's awfully loud here. Shall be a way to a quieter section of the room.
Okay. And she's gonna follow, and as she's going, she's just going to hint like, what will people think us walking to the quieter part of the room, you know?
They'll think that we're people who appreciate a bit of quiet now and then, I think.
Oh well, that's certainly true of me.
Mm.
I just love books. And she's going to like reach and grab one off the shelf. And it's like a fat book of sermons. And she's like, well, maybe not this one. I'm fond of novel.
Are you not absolutely enthralled by your centuries old religious texts?
Oh, well, certainly the good book itself. I do go to church regularly, but some of the sermons I find are a little
I
dense
only
for my
tease.
taste.
I only tease. I care not for the church myself.
What, all of it?
It's just not for me.
Okay. So, what is your goal in this conversation?
Well, I mean, okay, yeah, no, we just kind of got away with it. But like my goal altogether is just to continue securing courtship with Susan.
Okay. Um, yeah. I'm gonna ask you to give me a roll. It's a 4, because it's not very hard.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just see how that goes.
Well, what am I rolling?
It depends on what you're doing here. Are you being like superficially charming? Are you being heartfelt? Are you being cold and like negging her, basically?
Yeah, no, I think I'm going. I think my. Yeah, I think the way I'm approaching this altogether is heart. I'm trying to be a friend. And in this age, I feel like male being a really good friend is probably the easiest way to do this.
Okay. Yeah, I buy it. Please give me a warm roll, difficulty 4.
12.
Whoa.
Okay, you succeed with flying colors.
I mean, actually 14 because I have a +2.
Jeez Louise.
God.
Okay, well, yeah. Please mark your relationship with Susan at a +2. I
So
think at that point, Frederick is going to walk up to the two of you and be like, got a bit lost. I couldn't find the ball, actually. But all is well. How are things in here?
oh, it's just as well. Everyone's completely forgotten the game. Someone with long dark hair entered and everyone fell all over themselves once all, our elders came in.
Frederick is going to turn with the look of a puppy dog on his face and be like, oh, St. Clair back. And he's going to, like, with the barest politeness, be like, excuse me, and then just walk away from you.
Just as well. He's a bit of a twat, isn't he?
A twat? How naughty. That's Lady Susan. Anyway, let's jump back to the other group. You guys are still talking to St. Clair. He is doing his best to like romance all of you at once. If you've ever met somebody like that, that's what's happening right now.
There he is.
Can I say Phoebe at some point? One of Phoebe's character descriptions is blunt. I think Phoebe is just going to at some point is going to kind of interrupt and say, Mr. St. Clair, this has been most entertaining conversation. However, my grandmother wishes us to retire. It is the hour is growing late, and we must make our apologies. I'm very, very sorry.
his face is gonna get like a little tight for a second, and then he'll be like, "Yes, of course, we mustn't keep up the Baroness Scolthorpe. Have an excellent evening, all of you," and then walk away without another word.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wow.
This guy couldn't
Oh.
fucking remember my name like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Like I don't need to impress him.
No, this guy's the biggest dick. It's cool.
Yeah.
With a
I wanted to
fragile
stay away from Abigail.
ego.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys wander out. Theophile, I think at some point your grandma's gonna be like, she's gonna round you up as well. And
I mean, I guess.
even though you're like you have relatively more freedom compared to your sisters,
No, I know.
you
I know.
recognize when your grandma has like a powwow brewing, like a family meeting in the works.
No, I honestly think that Susan probably gets a bit antsy and has us head out before my grandma really I think my grandma's like coming to get me,
Mm-hmm.
and then like Susan is like, "Oh, we should probably go." And like as we're like going our separate ways, I run into my grandma. She sees me and just immediately grabs me by the earlobe. Where have you been?
Yeah, exactly. And she's going to drag all you, but before you can go to like your sitting rooms, all of your sitting rooms are separate. I mean, your own personal suites are separate, but they're connected by like a hallway because the family put you all in the same hall. And so your grandmother is going to be like, "Step into my rooms for a moment."
Okay.
She says that to all of us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
She's going to be like, "Well, I suppose we must talk about the performance that you made here tonight. Our family, as you know, is in a very precarious position, with none of you married, and on the verge of being on the street, homeless and alone, cold and starving. So, that being said, how did you all do tonight?" And I'm just going to use this like out of character to do the reaction phase. Just talk about how we did as a family, but like, in character, it would not be this cut and dry.
Right.
Okay.
So, was your family notably proper and polite? If so, improve your reputation by 1 to 2 points.
What's our reputation at right now?
Huh?
What's our reputation at right now? So like a +3 or a +4? To the right or no?
It's a negative D4 is your dice.
God.
No, but we're supposed to because we
Oh,
if we
yeah,
get
plus 3.
we're at 3? Okay.
Yeah.
So if we can get if we get 4, we'll go from a negative D4 to a plus D4?
Mhm.
Okay. I don't think our family was notably proper or polite.
No, I think
We
I think our family as a whole was not
We
that.
were notably improper and notably impolite.
I feel
Was your family?
Yeah.
We
You might have to
made
follow up with the next questions.
Huh?
Was your family notably entertaining or charismatic?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
hit that one.
Through the roof.
Yeah.
Do we feel like a 1 or a 2?
I think
Two.
2.
I would say 2,
Two.
yeah.
What I think so as well.
We were the life of the fucking party.
If it was a game
Extremely
or a
entertaining.
competition, did someone from your family win? This one I don't think applies because we didn't finish it.
Mm.
Didn't
Did
I
any
mean-
do
Didn't we-
especially well?
I mean, Theodosia and Abigail did pretty well.
You know, after the little ploy, Abigail did really well.
Yeah, I didn't do too
And
bad.
I feel like given the effort we put into that, I feel like we've
Mhm.
earned it.
Was
What
there
about
another
1 instead of 2?
Yeah, I think it's a 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did your family secure a marriage proposal, business contract, or notable ally?
No.
No.
Not really.
Okay, here I'm gonna jump in with an in-character scene, and your grandmother is going to say, "Oh, by the by, delightful news. While you all were making fools of yourself in the next room, I was talking with the Lord and Lady Basilton, and they have agreed. Abigail, my darling, you and Cornelius will be wed."
Oh, fuck me.
Ah,
I'm
He
gonna go
couldn't
ahead
even
and
ask
give
her
you guys
himself.
a 2.
Oh.
Well, grandmother, I have to say, no, that's not happening. Cornelius, may marry into this family over my rotting corpse.
My darling boy, I have the express permission from your father to secure whatever marriages I can for the
Well,
pack of felons.
Well, grandmother, I think there is. I think Abigail is on the verge of receiving another marriage proposal, one which might be far more attractive to her, might make her far more happy, and would, I think, would do just as much to secure her family's fortunes. Perhaps, might you ask the Basiltons to delay a little bit?
I have made a promise to the current Earl to marry Abigail to the future Earl. No, I cannot delay.
you promised without talking to Abigail to any degree.
Without any of our knowledge or consent.
Well, if I thought any of you were capable of securing your own marriages,
Traitorous,
I would have
vile.
told you.
But I was
do it.
working. I was working on it, grandmother.
And
She
I
was
told you, my dear girl, you will be
No,
so
you
happy. And let's continue.
Oh,
Oh, god damn it!
Do we at least get like points for that?
Alyssa, why do you
What?
always drive my characters to murder?
God. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is Phoebe gonna have to fuck Cornelius to kind of
No, see, the question in my head is Theophile gonna have to slit Cornelius's fucking throat?
No, you can't. No, don't
Yeah,
kill the
it's
sweet
different-
boy.
it's problem solving,
The
yeah.
sweet, boring boy. Don't kill Cornelius.
It's
not-
It's
it's-
not his fault.
It's not his fault. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the next question is
Wait, so does that mean that we secured a marriage proposal?
you did.
Yes, it does.
Does our reputation go up?
It does.
Yeah, at what fucking
Well,
cost?
God, yeah,
At
God.
what cost?
Ah,
I was gonna add all the points and then see where we land. Right, Jacob?
mhm.
Well, if we get all the way to the right, we'll go up, and then it resets to the middle, and then you keep going.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you guys are at a 5. So all the way to the right. So now you're at a plus D4. And then I'm gonna move it back to the middle. So since you had a plus 5, does that mean you have a plus 1 right now? Do the extra points carry over?
It's like, yeah, if we make it all the way to the end of the little tracker, like if we make it all the way to the right hand side, then it resets at the middle, and our negative D4 goes up to a plus D4, which would
Yeah.
mean everyone can put their family dice at like a plus D4, and then if we have extra points, it'll become a 1.
Okay. So let's continue. Was your family rude or cruel? Decrease your reputation by 1 or 2.
Weird.
I almost want to
Actually-
say. I want to say 1 on that one.
Nope. One of us was rude, while the other defended in an entirely respectable way. I wouldn't say our family as a whole was rude.
I wouldn't either. I don't even think the majority of us.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think only one of us was rude. And that doesn't quite translate enough.
Okay.
Do you feel
Because
you're rude?
while Theophile and Theodosia were both part of that confrontation, Theophile
We're-
wasn't being rude. He was being like,
But we're talking about basically all of our previous sessions, right? Or are we just talking about what just happened?
no,
We're
just
talking about everything since the last event.
yeah.
So that includes hitting Frederick's ball down the stairs,
Okay.
hitting Frederick's ball away from the hoop.
Okay, I wasn't being rude though. I was being playful. Like there are
Mhm.
two wildly different things. So yeah,
Last
I
session when Phoebe pissed off the Bartlett sisters by taking Sherborne away to go talk to Abigail. You probably hardly remember, but that happened.
oh, I didn't remember.
And we talked about this before. It's like the overall impression when people are talking about your family right now. What are they saying? You know?
Yeah, I don't think the takeaway from that is that our family is rude.
Everybody in
If you
agreement?
think we were, if you think we came off as rude, Alyssa, I think you should just give us the L, because, like, I don't know. I feel like you're the tiebreaker on this. I feel like you control the NPCs,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't think that it is particularly rude or cruel to play like an intense game of croquet. But if everybody else at the party are the kind of people who, like, when you play Monopoly, they're like, why would you just, it's more fun if you let people get the monopolies. It's, no, I want to win. Like, if you, like, I don't know, I just thought I was being competitive, but if
I think for me, I want to give you guys like the -1 to rudeness, because I feel like if you took a survey of all the NPCs, some of them would definitely say, "Oh yes, that's a rude family."
Okay.
So, okay. Was your family dull or boring?
Nope.
I don't think so.
No.
We were many things, but not boring.
We are many things.
This
but
is a
never
sad
boring.
one, though. If there was a gamer competition at the event, did someone from your family come dead last? Did
Oh
someone
no!
do the first hoop?
Phoebe!
Phoebe.
Wait.
Embarrassing.
So that means Phoebe did worse than every other NPC that participated?
I'm
That's what I'm saying.
pretty sure Phoebe did.
Alyssa did say I was the only one who never hit my croquet ball through the first wicket.
Well, you know what? You know, they say that's life in the big city.
That is life. We're in the country right now.
Yeah.
We're in the city.
There's no excuse. Did someone speak improperly or out of turn in front of a person of higher rank or class?
I don't think so. I think Theodosia maybe was edging on it, but I don't think it ever, like, legit happened.
Yeah, Theodosia was excellently passive aggressive, and I would like to applaud you on that.
Yeah. It was pretty impressive. I agree.
I'm setting some things up.
Okay, so did everybody write down that your family dice are now D4?
What was that?
Yeah, I have put it at plus D4.
Okay. So this dice, you can use your family's reputation and like leverage it to get things done. Like if you're asking for a favor, if you're asking for like a proposal and different things like that. But also now we get to roll on the family complication thing to see what happens during the reaction phase. Can someone roll me a D12?
Oh wait, I think we would roll a D4.
Oh, okay.
Because the higher or the better or the worse our reputation gets, the more fun stuff we unlock.
Okay. Roll me a D4, please.
Devon. I think Devon should roll.
Oh, okay. I don't think so, but I'll do it.
Devon.
Well,
Abigail is the belle of this ball.
I got a 3 out of our D4, so you know.
Bad, yeah.
Okay.
That's the upper half.
Excellent.
It's almost as good as you could have done.
Exactly. You know? Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it.
I'm gonna let this simmer for a minute, but it will come up later. But it's a good one. Anyway, after all of this, you guys finally get to go to bed, and the next morning, the first thing that most of you are gonna hear, you're getting notes from your maids that have been carried from other rooms, and every single one of you gets a note saying that Horatia Basilton was found in a room with Lord Trowbridge.
Wait. By found, does that mean like found found in the bedroom?
It wouldn't be news if they weren't found.
Wow, that is spicy.
I got really worried that you were gonna say that she was found dead.
Well, that's what
It's a
I
murder mystery.
that's what
It
I
was
thought.
awesome because it's
Yeah.
like a bottle episode. But no, she was found. She was caught out. And with that, I would like to begin an epistolary phase. If anybody has letters that they would like to share, I know a couple of you already do, but if you don't, we can also do those at the beginning of the next session too. I will extend the epistolary phase.
I have some. I just have to pull them up real quick. But am I correct in assuming that from this point we're going to move forward from the Basilton estate and move back to our estate? Or are we staying through here to the next event?
Are we in a kind of strange limbo?
Yeah, I'm gonna say like if you want to send letters while you're here, you can. If you would rather like jump to going home, we can do that as well.
I am fine with either. I just wanted to know because I think it's going to affect the manner in which I have the letter delivered.
Okay.
But the next event, I guess my question is the next event going to be here in Basilton?
No.
No? Okay. Then for my first letter is going to Benedict St. Clair.
Oh.
Okay.
I am going to, I think I wasn't expecting to, I was going to send away to him, but while he's here, I feel like I should do something a little bit more conspicuous. And I'm going to kind of like, I'm always kind of cross-dressing, I guess, but I'm going to like do it up a little more, rub like some shoe polish on my face, make a little fake beard, like make my clothes look kind of like dressed down, and I'm going to like sneak out after hours to like find one of the like servants that like doesn't work in the house, that like maybe like someone who is tending the stables, maybe. And I am going to like slip them some coins and a letter and say to them like, I would request that you turn this in to Benedict St. Clair tomorrow evening. And then I like make sure I put the coin on top so that it gets to him.
Okay. You can if you have a reason for doing this, that's very cool. But did you know that you can also just send notes between rooms anonymously?
I want it to be more cryptic.
Okay. Very cool.
I don't want him to know that it came from someone at the house.
Okay.
If I sent it anonymously, he would still know that it's from somebody here.
Yeah, that's true. All right, cool. So we can jump to the next night when he's received your letter and is reading it. Can you summarize what it says? Or if you wrote it out, go ahead and read it.
Yeah. To the estimable and much respected Lord St. Clair, I write to you on a matter of great urgency and secrecy. You see, whether you wish it to be known or not, news of your inheritance has made its way into the light of day through a bevy of nefarious rumors, most of which allude to how you managed to secure this title through a maelstrom of malevolent Machiavellian maneuvers. I have heard it said that you only attained this inheritance through threats of violence. There are rumors that you show no hesitancy to lay a hand upon the fair sex in fits of rage, and that when it comes to dealing with men, you prefer the blunt instruments of a pugilist over the civil discourse of a diplomat, which I think you will agree is most unbecoming of a man of means. Is the word gentle not in gentleman for a reason? There are those that say that you have threatened every last member of the St. Clair family into rallying for your favor. And while I do not believe this myself, having spent much time in conversation with the St. Clairs, I must say, the fact that these words have even reached my ears is proof that someone must believe them. And this is why I was saying all that shit to him when we met up about rumors. More
Wow.
troublesome still is the rumor that you have somehow doctored proof of your lineage. I have heard a tale or two at the Gentlemen's Club about how you, a man with no title and no right to one, their words, not mine, have contracted the finest counterfeiters, actors, and charlatans in England to create a falsified family tree. How else would a man of such low blood claim the title of family patriarch? Is what these ruffians and rumor mongers say about you, while you are not here to defend yourself. A third rumor I heard only just this morning, that the St. Clair pockets are as empty and full of dust as old King George's brain. There's a rumor that they are electing you to secure the family lineage because you have secured funds that could, in theory, revive their failing glory. So far, unshameful. Many a family has done the same thing to various degrees of success, but they are claiming that it is false. Words have been exchanged, your lordship, that would seem to imply that your pockets themselves are strangers to honest money, and that you either have no funds to contribute, or you have been lying to the St. Clairs, or that what money you do have was gained through jobs most ungentlemanly in nature. So which is it, Lord St. Clair? Are you a violent thug, a huckster and a con artist, or a criminal of ill repute? I do not believe these rumors, but if you are not here to advocate for yourself, people will believe whatever they are told, which is why I beseech you, Lord St. Clair, to join us in London, finish out the season, and let the people see your true colors are bright and shining. If you do not, I believe the colors they will use to paint your truth will be quite ugly indeed. Hurry, Lord St. Clair. Legitimate or not, your inheritance means nothing if the social standings of your family fall to ruin. And rest assured that in my great age, I have seen many families fall in standing once they fell from the good graces of high society. I beg you, do not let these warnings fall on deaf ears. Sincerely, a friend of the family.
Wow.
Oh God.
So good.
You ended that man's whole career.
Well, you know, not if he comes to London.
So I guess you don't have to tell him that now.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Fucking get his ass.
Okay. Yeah, he has no way to reply because of the methods you took. So you're not going to hear back from him. You do, however, get a note from Horatia Basilton through your maid, and it's just going to say, "By now you've heard about it. Everyone has, but you must know that it isn't true. I would never, I could never let Lord Trowbridge near me in such a manner. I mean, he is a lecherous old coot, and I won't marry him, and I don't care if it ruins my reputation. I won't do it. And I'm writing to you, although I don't deserve it, and I have no reason to ask you to risk your own reputation. It is my desperation that drives me to do this selfish thing. I need your help, Theodosia."
Yes, I will write back to Horatia. So this happens while we're still at the Basilton estate. I write back to her. Yes, I'm assuming that this is I'm getting this in the morning, right? It's I'm still getting my face on and becoming the person that I have to be for brunch and tea and stuff. And so I read it and I give a letter back to my footman that says whatever you need, I am yours, the Hawk. And then and I make a PS postscript for her to meet me for a stroll around the gardens between friends so we can discuss.
Okay. You receive a note back not even an hour later that just says, "Unfortunately, my family is whisking me away to the estate of a friend. I will see you back in London, hopefully." and there's like water splotches from like
Oh, God.
tears.
Oh
Oh
no!
wow.
And yeah, that's the last she was ever heard of. I'm just kidding.
Oh no.
Okay, anybody else want to send a letter while you're still here, or
I
should we
have
jump to the
one
house?
letter to send while I'm here.
Okay.
I am sending a letter to my dear, my Alphonse? Adolphus.
Question: Can Adolphus read?
That's a good question. I think he can because his father is the steward and probably would have taught him, anticipating that he would be the steward
Oh.
one day. But
Okay.
another question is, can you anonymously send mail to a manservant? And the answer is no. If you send it to the house, like addressed to Adolphus, someone will read that mail.
And that's fine. We have code names for times like this.
Code names?
hmm
Okay. Cool,
I mean,
cool.
I still just call him Adolphus because it doesn't really matter. It just matters that they don't know who I am.
Mm-hmm. The person who will read the mail, and you would know this, is probably the steward, who is his father.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you've already talked about this, sure, but you also would like oust Adolphus as like having a secret lover somewhere, someone, you know?
No, I think I've done it a few times before. So his dad like knows he has a secret lover out there somewhere who writes
Okay.
him like once or twice a year.
Cool. So what do you say?
I say, my darling, I'm so sorry. Once again, I've cheated on you. Once again, I was a fool, and he was another.
God.
No, it's okay. It's like a toxically open relationship.
No, I just can't deal with the fact that you said, "Oh, it's okay that I know his father will read these letters," and then opened with, "I've cheated on you again."
Yeah. His
His
dad's
dad's
gonna
have a long talk with Adolphus.
and then Adolphus can be like, "It's fine. I get it."
It's very
Yeah.
understanding of Adolphus.
Yeah. No, it's like a semi-open relationship, but I always feel terrible.
Oh, do you? Well, that's something.
That makes it okay.
It doesn't. I don't want it to.
Sorry, please continue your letter.
So I'm writing to Adolphus, and it's pretty much just, my darling, I'm so sorry. I've cheated on you again.
Mhm.
I realize I was a fool to ever have strayed. And more than ever, I am resolved in that if I could, I would run away to the countryside with you.
Aww. Wait, why am I awing to a letter that started with "I cheated on you again"? Okay.
Because it's an open relationship before open relationships were really a thing.
It's not an open relationship if you're cheating on each other.
Well,
You
I mean,
can't cheat.
Oh,
there's
no,
also.
so here's the thing.
I was just okay. You go ahead.
I have a so it is open due to the fact that like he does it, they've talked about it, and it's actually like okay, probably. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it to Alyssa to decide whether Adolphus is hurt by this or not.
I
But,
just want to say that there is a significant power imbalance in your relationship with you being a lord of a whole fucking family and then him being
I'm not actually the Lord.
You are the lord incumbent of the whole family and he is a servant of said family. There is a significant power balance.
Yeah, no. Okay, so here's the thing. He's a bad person because he always feels guilty. And if you were in a relationship where the person was like, "Hey, don't have sex with other people," be like, "Hey, we'll see about that."
Yeah, I'm sure, but like at the same time, like what can a manservant say to the Lord? Like,
Yeah.
don't have sex with another person. Like, what's the manservant has no power.
Yeah, No, it
His
doesn't really matter how
father.
vulnerable Theophile thinks he has been to him. Like, you're right, there is a power imbalance
Yeah.
that Theophile entirely unaware of.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Like
Perfect.
his father works for your father. This has been going on back for generations, like they do in these old wealthy families. Is he going to break the line of all his descendants by pissing off his boss? Of course not. He's gonna be a steward. He's gonna do very well. He's
Mhm.
gonna take whatever STDs you give him with nary a complaint. You know what I
Oh.
mean?
But yeah, but
Oh.
like as far as Theophile is concerned, it's like this is the ultimate gay love story.
Yeah.
Oh. His heart. Adolphus's heart is going to ache for so
Theophile
for
is
so long.
flawed. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So, excellent. Did you have any other letters you wanted to send, or did anybody else want to send any other ones while we're
You
here?
know, I'm set.
Did you have an idea, Eliot?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like have anything pre-written, but I think after the announcement from Felicia that Abigail has been promised to Cornelius Basilton, I think Phoebe is going to basically write a letter to her mother. I remember you kind of saying last session that I'm kind of our mother's favorite, and I basically want to plead with her to intercede to stop this marriage. I kind of like write this long letter. It starts with, my dearest Mama, I think it was perhaps fortunate that you did not come with us. This has turned out to be a rather dull outing. However, there is one matter in which your good judgment might have interceded, and I'm gonna just be very flattering, but basically say
Mhm.
like, I don't think this marriage is a good idea. I think it will make Abigail unhappy. I think I add a bit in that like, Mama, you know I have interceded. I've gotten in the way of Abigail's happiness once before, and I would be loath to stand it. I would be loath to stand to the side and let her entire life be ruined by our grandmother's anxieties. And I'm basically just kind of saying like, please like talk to our dad and stop this marriage from going forward because I don't think it's what Abigail wants.
Oh, okay. Very good. Okay. You're not going to hear back while you're still here, but it'll probably come up when you get back home.
Yeah, I think I send it like the night or like the morning after. So
That makes sense.
I,
Okay.
and then I had 2 letter ideas.
Cool.
I think my first will be Abigail's first will be to Sherborne, and I think it's going to be like, because they've written letters to each other before, and I feel like this one is going to be like weirdly like maybe formal or like maybe not as heartfelt as the last letters, and I think Abigail is basically just gonna say that like she received word that she's gonna be married to Cornelius, or like that's the plan, and that like she has thoroughly enjoyed all the time that she has spent with Sherborne, and I don't think she says some things that like I don't know how to say, like obviously I don't have anything written out. Um,
Mhm.
but basically everything is kind of like indirect and saying, but basically like the message is that like she wishes that things could have been different, and that she was looking forward to a different outcome essentially to this season.
Aw.
You're gonna actually break my heart, Devon.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Well, okay, well then, and then I was also, not to make everything worse, but I think there's definitely some teardrops that are on this letter.
Oh,
No, no, the teardrops mirrored the ink.
Devon,
Oh my god.
Devon,
Yeah,
Theophile will burn down
I
the
know.
entirety of Western society
I
if
know.
he
If
if
it,
he thinks it will give you a chance.
I know. Well, we'll see. Well, we got a couple more. We got a couple more sessions, so we'll see how all this plays
Wait,
out.
can we just have one more?
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Is it just one?
one more after this one. The next
Oh,
session is the season finale. I don't think we're gonna wrap up all these storylines in one session, but next
Absolutely
session
not.
is the season
There's a
finale.
lot of
yeah.
plot
Okay.
hooks.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Okay. Fuck. Okay. Well, that's my letter to Shareborn, and then I'm gonna write a letter to Cornelius.
Okay.
And this one is gonna be. I feel like if I remember correctly, I wrote a letter to Cornelius before, and like uh, grandmother helped me, basically like told me how to write it. Uh,
Yeah.
and so it's gonna be of a very similar quality. I don't know if my grandmother helped me write this, but I definitely used kind of like the same template. And I'm just gonna basically say my grandmother informed me that we are to be wed, and uh, this news elates me, and I cannot wait uh, for the proceedings to proceed.
Okay. Awesome.
And
Why would you lie?
yeah, uh, Abigail feels really bad.
Don't write him.
Listen,
Just
okay.
don't do it. Abigail, please. Please.
Abigail's
Abigail.
whole character is pretty compelling. Like, imagine considering yourself the ugly duckling your whole life, and then all of a sudden you have like there's someone you like, and there's someone that likes you enough that your parents arranged for you all to get married, and your grandmother is treating you as her favorite for the first time in your life. You're having like adult family attention, and like she's just like, you gotta marry this guy. Like, it's pretty compelling, you know?
Yeah.
It would be hard.
It is.
Oh,
No, it's super compelling. Abigail is super compelling. Um, but I hate it.
Yeah. Devon as the player does not like where this is going at all.
you want to know something so stupid?
Yes. Yes, please.
Shearborn is my favorite of the NPCs, second only to Cornelius, because I love that dead motherfucker.
They're
He's just so silly.
they're both so silly in like they're completely different ways.
Yeah. I
Sherborne is so
picture
pathetic. It's really fun.
Yeah. I don't have an actor for Shearborn yet, but I picture Cornelius as Timothy Chalamet for sure.
Oh,
Yes.
so delicious.
I
Oh,
100%. That is
perfect.
perfect. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So we all head back to the family townhome, and it's a quiet carriage ride. You all have different things going on in your mind. Actually, I'm gonna ask, what is occupying your mind as you're rumbling down the road and your grandma is like seething, and she also has a bit of a hangover, let's be honest, so she's just
Mhm.
quiet as heck.
What's occupying my mind is the fact that I'm still drunk, and this is so bumpy.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent.
That sounds awful. I'm so very sorry. For Theophile, that sounds terrible.
Leading Lady Susan around on a string, having Frederick on the back burner, leading Adolphus around on a string. But what's Theophile worried about? This is mad hangover.
He might puke in the carriage.
No, Alyssa, it's not a hangover. So like I went to bed drunk, right? I woke up, I was like, whoa, I'm so drunk. I don't want to get a hangover before I get in the carriage. So I should just keep this going.
Oh
Oh,
man,
that's
I
so
hate days
bad.
like that.
Oh,
So
fuck.
he started off his day with like a fucking handful of hot toddies.
Oh man. There's something about like being drunk at night that's like a little bit glamorous, a little bit fun. But being drunk the next morning just feels embarrassing. It's gross.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Nasty.
okay. And Theodosia, how you feeling?
I am formulating my second letter, which I will send when we get back to London.
So you're like writing a letter in your mind, or are you actually writing a letter?
No, I don't want to write it. I do not want to write it in front of Grandma.
Cool. Phoebe, how you doing?
Well, I think I've retrieved my dear companion Horace from wherever he's been staying, probably like a aviary or like a chicken coop somewhere. Phoebe is trying to figure out how to fucking get Abigail out of this situation. She is not happy about this. She is upset for her baby sister. She's kind of quiet, trying to think up ideas of how to get this sorted out.
Okay, yeah, like plotting.
Yes,
Okay,
probably also a little bit hungover, but
yeah.
yeah, not actively drunk like Theophile.
Abigail.
I think Abigail is despondent. Um, I think she's still a little bit in shock about the news, and she is definitely like putting on a facade that she is okay, but she internally does not feel very good.
Okay, yeah. Just overall, just a huge bummer of a carriage ride. But you
Yeah.
make it home in one piece. And your grandma is gonna mutter something about a headache and go upstairs, which is what she does when she's hungover, because she's a lady. And she's just gonna be gone for the rest of the afternoon. And I think your mom is gonna like wander into the foyer like a ghost and be like, "Oh, is it Tuesday already? It's so nice to see you all in your bright, shiny faces." And her sweet, lilting soprano voice is like grating on your eardrums, Zach, for sure.
Of course.
And she's gonna say, "Your father's just out doing his business about town, but I was thinking we could have sort of a family dinner."
And who's going to cook it, Mother?
Oh, well, the cook certainly.
Uh, right. We have those, don't we? And I'm gonna like put a throw pillow over my eyes.
Mama, I think we best leave Theophile to his own devices for a moment. I think he's feeling a touch, feeling a little ill, I believe.
Oh, there is something going around. I'll have cook make you a poultice, my dear. Go go to your room. And then we can jump to Theodosia if you have your letter prepared.
Phoebe, if Theodosia approached you and said, "I have nefarious plans, and I need someone with a stern demeanor because I have a D4 -1 in cold, and I need to do some cold shit. I don't know what your cold is like."
I have a D8 +3 in cold.
Okay,
Wow.
so pretty good. And you are also my oldest sister.
And I'm also kind of a mean goth girl, so
I have a plan, and I'll pull you aside. Yeah, I'll reveal my machinations, which is I have aims to try to set our bastard brother up as the actual inheritor, but that's not going to happen without Dad's help.
Whoa, wait. Oh shit.
Oh, I see. So you're kind of trying to like make Abigail seem less attractive to the Basilton family, so they break off the engagement.
No. I want to bring him in because I feel like this whole family is torn apart, and I feel like nobody here really wants to inherit what they're going to inherit, right? This like legacy, and it all hinges right on the like the only reason we're still doing it is because grandma is like still waving around her authority because she technically has authority because Dad's not here ever, and he's technically the Lord since he hasn't given up his title to Theophile since Theophile has not yet married, and Theophile seems reluctant to marry. And honestly, I understand it. And if there was one person who I think might want to claim the title, which is his by birthright, he is the oldest son.
Mhm.
I think it's our brother. And I am hoping I have other plans that involve the St. Clairs and Sherborne, but for this particular plan, I am just looking after Theophile.
Okay, yeah. I think yes. I think Phoebe, like you said, like her other siblings. Phoebe does not especially want to inherit right now, and does not want the pressure of trying to make a good marriage. Or so yeah, I think Phoebe would agree to help you with that.
Okay. Then, as we're walking down the hallway to Father's study, I'm going to say, we need two things. We need to get Josiah's address, which I'm hoping Father has.
Your father isn't here right now.
I thought he was at the house.
No, remember the mom said he's like out about town?
Oh, well, can't this be on a day where he is back at because this is kind of nebulous time.
I mean, we must know where Josiah lives, right?
Yeah, but I wanted to kind of like threaten Dad with like taking away like his children's love if he doesn't like agree to like support Josiah as like the new heir.
I see.
Okay, we can jump to this evening. So when you guys are having a very quiet dinner with your mom and your grandmother still hasn't come downstairs, and then your father is going to like slam open the door in his usual manner, and he's going to walk in with a like what looks like a soldier. You recognize what soldiers look like coming back from war. A man wrapped in bandages, and I think Phoebe right away would recognize Bartholomew, but to the rest of the family, he is wrapped in bandages and probably scarred. But your father is going to walk in and, in his usual gruff manner, say, "I brought a guest for dinner." And then he's going to walk up behind Phoebe, rest a heavy hand on her shoulder, and say, "Did you think you would get away with it, my dear?"
Oh God, nightmare. I think Phoebe spent the entire afternoon like psyching herself up for this conversation about Josiah. She was like, I know what I'm going to say to my dad. I know how I'm going to, guilt trip him into this, and just has been completely blindsided.
Yeah. Sounds good. This soldier is going to sit down completely silently, and your mom is just going to like recover quickly in the like sweetness that marks her personality and be like, "Oh, are you a soldier, dear? You must be a friend of my husband's. Well, we're just having roast potatoes, but let me give you something a little softer." And then like go to like talk to cook about like making something that's easy to chew, because this man he's wrapped in bandages.
Oh shit.
Wait, and who is this?
Not someone you recognize.
When I see Phoebe make looks, I don't fully understand the context, but I know that she looks uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh shit. She was my fucking winger. And I'm gonna go like, "Father, your daughters need to talk to you in the study." And I'm gonna like look at Abigail and I'm gonna be like, "The girls are all talking to Dad."
Yeah. I mean, Abigail's gonna come along. Obviously, she is still not feeling great, so she's kind of just floating.
And again, I have a D4 -1 in cold. So when the door closes, I'm gonna say, "Listen, Daddy, I have things to say to you, important things."
Yes, as my sister notes, we do have some very important matters to discuss regarding the future of our family. Theodosia?
He's going to sit down behind his truly massive desk, which has been made out of wood from the first ship that he was ever admiral for, when he was in the war, and there is a fire roaring in there. It's like a sauna. He's gonna light up a pipe. A pipe would probably be more appropriate. He's gonna light up a pipe, lean forward onto the desk, and the weight of his elbow will cause this old shipwood that has weathered storms to creak and groan.
Oh man.
And then he's going to raise an eyebrow, which is all the invitation you've ever been given to speak.
Oh shit.
Well, Father, I think you should know that you and Mother gallivanting and globe-trotting across God's green earth, you have abandoned your family on multiple occasions, none more so than Josiah. And I think that you know that, Father. And I think what's going to happen is you're going to tell me where Josiah lives. I'm assuming you know, so smart and on top of things. And here's what's going to happen, Father. We are going to have him be the new Lord Scolthorpe of Gardenshire Towers, and you will step down and you will make him Lord, or the three of us, your three precious daughters, won't love you anymore.
Father, it is. Father,
Can I show up in the doorway?
No men allowed. Just the girls.
Why not? Y'all are shouting.
Just
No.
We're
girls.
we're in a very private room, Zach.
You're shouting though.
Okay, you're just at the dinner table with your mom and this soldier who has not said a word or lifted a fork to eat.
No, see, and that's exactly why I think I would have stumbled upon it. I wouldn't just sit at that fucking table.
Well,
I'd be like, where are my sisters?
I'm telling you,
I
Zach.
think, like,
Theophile. Oh, sorry, Alyssa.
I think some context that is clear to me but may not be clear to you yet is Theophile and his mom are probably the best of friends in 30-minute intervals. You've got so much tea to spill. She has so much tea to spill. For 30 minutes, you guys can get along swimmingly at this table if you want to.
See, but my thing is with this weird stranger who's all bandaged up and fucked up, I don't think I would want to. I think I'd be like, where the fuck are my sisters? I am so uncomfortable.
I think maybe what happens is Theophile knocks and starts to come in, and I see him and I fucking lose my mind and I scream, "Get out!" And I shove him out the door and I slam the door shut and I lock it and I look at Father all frazzled and I say, "You're just talking to us girls here, Father."
I'm gonna try to put a reassuring arm around Theodosia. I kind of pat her shoulder like you'd pat a startled horse. Father, by all rights, both legal and moral, the title and family name should go to your eldest son by blood, Josiah. In fact, it is a great shame and a great dishonor on our family that you have so long denied him what is rightfully his. Furthermore, I quite agree with everything my sister Theodosia has said. You and Mother have been the most shameful kind of parents to us, and should you not comply with what I believe to be the most correct decision on all fronts, we have other places to be. We may be women. We may have no trade, no career, but we have resources of our own, and should you deny us this, then we will have no choice but to leave your home forever.
He's gonna turn to Abigail and say, "Do you have anything to add?"
Oh shit.
You got dragged into this. I'm sorry, Devon.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
How much did Abigail know about this beforehand?
Yeah, I feel like Abigail's a little bit out of the loop, and but I feel
Phoebe's
like
gonna reach out and grab Abigail's hand.
yeah, I feel like Abigail has a little bit more connection to her sisters than she does with her father, and so she would rather support her sisters than her father in this endeavor. And Abigail is going to basically reinforce what they say, and be like, uh, uh, what they say is true, Father. Um, Josiah should be the Lord of the Scolthorpes. Um, I know he may be a bastard, but uh, he would be well suited to lead the Scolthorpe family.
Have you met your brother Josiah?
Oh shit. Have we met our brother?
I don't think you have.
Oh shit.
To be honest.
Oh, we haven't met our brother.
Can
Is it
I?
possible that as sorry, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, can I say that I have like met him once or twice?
I think you may have met him as children, but you haven't seen him since he was like maybe 10 years old. He's 30 now, so
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
it's been a while.
Yeah,
Is
you
it-
haven't seen him in 20 years.
Is it possible that like Phoebe could have, during the period of time when she was living with her husband apart from her family, is it possible she might have like tried to seek him out?
I think it's possible, but I also think that your dad is like a pretty powerful dude, and if he
Mhm.
wanted to bury somebody, like they would stay buried. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Okay. So maybe I
Uh,
like made the effort to try to search for him, but it didn't come to anything, or
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. Oh, do you guys want to do a team roll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
actually,
think
before
that's
you even do that, because it may not even be possible, I think your dad is gonna look at you, Theodosia, and say, "Let my son in the room."
Okay. I like look at him for like an uncomfortably long time. Like I want to say that there's like 2 minutes of uninterrupted eye contact, and like you could cut the tension with a knife.
Mm-hmm.
And I like back up towards the door without letting my eyes off of my father, and I've blinked maybe once in the last 2 minutes. Then I like reach back and I unlock the door and I open it ajar.
Oh, nothing happens because after after Theophile couldn't get into the room, he was just like, "Oh, they're busy,"
Yeah.
and just left.
I think Abigail's gonna like realize what's going on, and I think I'm gonna go fetch Theophile.
And the whole time I'm just staring daggers
Mhm.
at our father.
Oh, I am also staring daggers at him. I'm still have my arm around Theodosia's shoulder. I'm
Yeah.
just like
I think Abigail's like very confused by the situation a little bit.
Nice.
He's probably gonna do the like cop out thing of like looking at his letters, just going immediately back to writing as
So I'm
if
being
just
fetched.
switch subjects. Yeah.
Yeah, when I come in, I'm like holding a plate of like bread with like like finger foods, like bread and maybe some like baked or fried potatoes.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
And I'm just
Baked
like,
potatoes a finger food, Zach?
oh yeah,
The little
Mm.
one.
that's what I was saying. Like chopped and baked potatoes.
There.
variety of
Okay.
Yeah,
potatoes.
and
great
just
way.
come back in. Oh, there you are. Dinner's ready.
Theophile, do you want to give up your inheritance in favor of your brother Josiah?
And when
Remind
he
me-
asked that, I closed the door behind Theophile with a click.
Well, given that Josiah is older than me, I presume it's only fair.
Theophile, you wouldn't be required to Theophile, you wouldn't be required to marry or produce an heir if Josiah held the title. You would be free of all the
Yes,
obligations.
Father, I would very much like you to.
You don't have to have sex with a woman.
Yes, Father, I would like you to. I would like to give up my inheritance to Josiah.
Okay, we're gonna call this an 18.
Oh
for a
shit.
detail, and it feels like cold.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I get to use warm.
Cool.
Ki-
Can we say that I'm leading it?
Yeah, I did bring you because I was like, I really need some fucking. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have a question. I have an ability. Whenever I use shame or guilt, is this shame or guilt that we are using?
It definitely seems like it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we've kind of making a point that like he and our mother are like shitty parents, and that they have like, you know, kind of done wrong by kind of forcing Josiah into the shadows. So I think that
Okay.
there's an element of that there.
Cool. So may I use that ability to basically take advantage?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
okay. I'm glad that Phoebe is leading this because she's the oldest sister, so it feels like it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to like go. I didn't want to go into like too much of the details because I don't want to like. I don't want to like misrepresent what you're trying to do, but I think like in the narrative, Phoebe was when it kind of like spent most of the time like laying out the reasons for this, kind of doing a lot of the guilt tripping and talking about how shitty our father is.
Oh yeah, she brought the
Fuck you,
receipt.
Dad. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Remember when you weren't there for my 5th birthday? I do.
Fantastic.
Remember that one thing you said to me when I was 12 about how I looked fat or whatever, and how that gave me body image issues for years?
Yeah.
Okay, that is an 8 total for me.
Okay, I add a 2, so that's a 10. What does everybody else add?
Oh, a 12.
Oh my god!
Holy shit.
And I rolled an 11.
Oh,
What
Oh
the
my
Oh,
fuck?
wow.
You read this man for
yeah.
filth.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Once again, I actually added up 14.
Jesus
my God.
Christ.
Oh,
God, just like
What?
Theophile coming in and just like being like the male heir being like, yeah, I don't really want this. Like,
Yeah.
I literally couldn't be less interested.
couldn't be bothered.
Okay. Yeah. You guys are all gonna make your arguments, and then your father is going to like steeple his hands and like just think for a little while. And there's nothing like softness in his face, but the fact that he isn't saying anything is almost a good sign, you know, from him. And then he's just going to say, I think you are right. Your mother and I have left you all without discipline for far too long. But as you wish, your brother Josiah will become my inheritor. And I think that's where we'll close for today.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay. Okay,
The
cool.
next episode is the season finale, and I do want to give time for like an epistolary like epilogue phase. So
Oh yeah, I already know. I have one letter to send.
no, not right now. I'm sorry. I mean next
No,
session.
I know. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I already know. I have one letter to send, and it's to Susan to tell her to find another shooter.
Okay. Awesome.
Buddy.
So can I read? Should I save the one I have written for Josiah for the beginning of next session?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'll have that. I have it ready for next session.
Excellent.
Yeah. Or actually, we're gonna jump forward a month, so it would be better if you read it now. I think.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I will just say, to our charming older brother, I wish to speak in person, and while I'm sure that you have no reason to trust the family that abandoned you, rest assured that your resentment is shared by more than one Scolthorpe. I cannot speak for all of my siblings, only myself and my brother, but those I can speak for, I speak for with confidence. I am unable to claim our family name in marriage because of my gender, while your other sisters, and I will say sisters and not half sisters because I wish for you to know that I make no such distinction, have been happy in the past to take some man's name, and others cannot wait to do it themselves, but I have no intention of doing so, a fact that makes grandmother incredibly frustrated. If it were possible, I would take the title myself, inherit the land, and bring you in, but I cannot. And so I have been forced to rely on Theophile to carry on the family name while I ran off to France to play at being hero. So blinded was I by the frustrations I had with our family and with society that I have ignored the simplest and most obvious of truths in front of me. Your younger brother does not wish to be Lord of Gardenshire Towers any more than I wish to shackle myself to some man. He hides it well behind his dandy exterior, but he is in no great rush to take on the responsibility of lordship, and he has made this known to me, a secret which I share with you and no one else. I would say that we can help each other, but in reality, I do not know if you need help, and truthfully, you would be doing us a much bigger favor than we would be doing for you if you said yes to my proposal. I do not wish to make my methods known through post for fear of interlopers, but if you would be willing and gracious, I believe I can make you the rightful inheritor of Gardenshire. I am asking for a favor, and you would be justified to reject me, but I would ask you not to do so. I do not wish to abandon blood the way our parents abandoned us, and I hope you feel the same. If you wish to discuss more, please meet me at the, and then the cracked tumbler is crossed out, and I've replaced it with the lockstep, on the eve of your fast approaching birthday. Sincerely, the Hawk.
Wow.
Wow.
That was really nice.
Oh.
That was cool.
Okay. So next episode we're gonna skip forward a month. And I think at that point, your brother will be here. And we might skip some of the like meeting things because your dad has already agreed to make him the inheritor. You know what I mean?
That's
So he's gonna
one.
bring him in. So for the end of session thingies, yeah, we can go in the order on my screen. So Zachary, what traits, or take one character point for each trait that caused a problem or complicated the narrative?
Tactics nerd complicated the narrative.
Yes, that one came up. I feel like more than that one came up.
Dandy, mean gay.
Yeah, definitely. Like you were playing up all three of those this time.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Jacob.
I am combative. I am verbose, and I am a flirt.
I
Yep.
think
I
I
think
think all of those came up. Well,
Yeah.
maybe not the flirt.
I'm not a flirt.
Yeah.
I didn't flirt this session.
Yeah,
I think
I did like one little thing with Vivian, but that was it.
it wasn't super flirty in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like a two. Devin.
My traits are I'm into fashion. Abigail is self-conscious and Abigail is petty. I feel like the only thing that came into play was maybe self-conscious.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if like before the next session, if you want to adjust any of those, because all of those felt like Abigail at the beginning, but sometimes like the worst traits come out in people because they're genuinely bullied by their family, and it feels like Abigail hasn't been like petty or
Yeah,
like in
yeah,
a
no,
while.
yeah, no, I know what you mean. I feel like her family has been like really supportive of her lately,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that maybe has been like adjusting her attitude in a lot of ways. So I might adjust petty into something else that's maybe a little bit more positive in a way.
Yeah, cool. We
Okay.
literally have a mechanic for character growth, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I think that's super cool. Cool. So I'll take the 1 point for self-conscious, and then next week I will come up with something that's different from petty.
Cool.
I gotta say, I really love that it feels like Abigail was like left alone with like the parents while like I was in the war and like Phoebe like left briefly. I don't know
Right.
how long the like circumstances of your like marriage lasted, but like you were kind of just alone with like grandma, which I feel like would do a lot to like your you're like your worth.
Yeah.
And now that you have like all your sisters and your brother, it's like, oh yeah, I'm fucking cool. Everybody likes me.
Yeah, exactly. And like not like beyond like obviously my siblings like showing a lot more support for me. I mean, I feel like I literally just got a marriage proposal and I like this other dude. So I'm feeling a little bit less maybe spiteful towards the world.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so Eliot, which of your traits caused a problem or complicated the narrative?
Yes, my traits are blunt, melancholic, and I think after last session, I think the suggestion to change it from lonely to solitary made sense. So it's blunt, melancholic, and solitary. I think at least blunt, definitely. I don't know about the other two.
I feel like solitary came up because it seems like you're the kind of person who like doesn't care about like crowd activities.
I did, yeah, I kind of repeatedly embarrassed myself at croquet.
So yeah, that feels like a 2 to me.
Okay.
Phoebe is like definitely like the person who like does bad at things, and everybody's like, ah, you did bad, and they're like, and
yeah, because I don't care about it, loser.
Okay, so this one's the honor system. Take 1 character point if one of your secrets led to bonding or complicated the narrative. Take 2 character points if it did both.
Okay, here's the thing. It's not one of my secrets, but we did all bandy like rally behind the secret that Theophile shared with his sisters, which is that he does not want to be the inheritor.
Yeah.
So would that count as a point for all of us, or no? Because it's not technically our secrets, and it's just Theophile's.
I think at that point it would just be Theophile's for the next question, which is like if you reveal a secret to the world, take 4 character points.
Did this count as revealing it to the world?
To me, I like counting revealing it to the player characters, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I feel like that could be seen as revealing it to the world because the long-term implications of this are going to be that, like, oh, people are going to find out that, you know, Theophile is no longer inheriting. And the fact that Theophile obviously hasn't made any effort to prevent that happening would, I think, indicate to the wider public that yes, he never wanted to inherit in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay. So how much do I take?
4 character points for that.
My God.
Oh wow.
And then you erase that secret.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's not a secret anymore.
Do I have to come up with a new one?
You can.
Yeah, I added a secret last time after I kind of like came up with like some schemes. I think if I had had like the forethought, I would have made a secret about I would have written down a secret about trying to get Josiah, but I didn't really like think to write it down as a secret.
Yeah, because one of the things you can do with letters is create new secrets.
Ooh.
Okay. So did you guys explore the setting? Take 1 character point or 2 if you discovered something new.
No.
No new places this time. Did you learn anything new?
Wait. Yeah, I would say that I would say that like
I feel like go ahead, Jacob. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think characters are setting, and I think the fact that we all met the infamous Benedict St. Clair should at least give us all a point.
Yeah, and this is the first time you've like interacted with your father in play as well. So I feel like that's a point as well.
Okay.
No. So that's 2 points for everyone, or 1 point for everyone?
1 1 point for discovering something new. I mean, like for like meeting these new characters.
Okay, perfect.
And finally, did the relationship with another character change? Take 1 character point or 2 character points if it happened with multiple characters.
Well,
Can I out of character say that I no longer have a -1 with Theophile?
Yes.
He backed us up on that conversation.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah. Which would mean that like you get a point definitely for your character
Mhm.
changing.
Guys, I
Also-
now have 20 character points. How can I possibly burn this in
Dude,
one more session?
that is
You gotta go
wild.
off.
you can take an ability beforehand.
Mhm.
You're
Oh
right.
yeah.
Also, Alyssa, I have a question.
What?
I don't know if the relationships between like the people who I already knew changed, but we didn't discuss this. Has our relationship with our father changed?
See, I would love to say yes deep in my heart, but I think that no, it
No.
hasn't. If
Oh.
anything, he's gonna double down on like being as cold to you as he has always been because he feels that you've like had too much freedom.
Okay. Then
Uh,
my second follow-up question was, I think Devon, if he hasn't already taken one, I think he should take one for characters changing. And if he hasn't, and if he already has one, I think he should take 2 because of the stuff with Cornelius and
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if I could take 1 for Cornelius and our marriage proposal, but I
I
don't.
think you should take 2 because you also announced to Shareborn that you are now engaged and like basically broke up with him.
Did I do that? Fuck.
Oh, Cherborn.
No, god damn
It's
it.
okay. We'll definitely figure something out.
I hate
in the last
everything.
session.
Why am I playing this game?
Also, Zach, I don't know if you remember, but your relationship with Lady Susan went up.
Mhm.
And I didn't announce it, but Theodosia, your relationship with Horatia Basilton went up.
oh, so it did change. That's
Oh,
cool.
nice. Cool.
Trying to see if there's anyone I'm missing. Nope, I think that's it for this episode.
Okay. All right. I will see y'all next week for the season finale.
Awesome.
Yep, good session, everybody.
Good night.
Sounds
Good
good.
season.
Have a
Good
good night.
night.
Have a good night, you guys.